Welcome everyone to round 7 of DNYCS Santiago. Normally I don't record any of my own matches in tournaments, but I thought it's the final one. I could not make it due to tiebreakers. I won the first 4 rounds, lost 5 and 6, so I have to win this one to make it into top cut. However, that will depend on tiebreakers. There's people who are 7-0 or 6-1 will make it through. 5-2s, unsure, depends on tiebreakers. Let's see what my opponent's using. Chances are this duel will be in 2 parts because my opponent will have to leave somewhat soon. So we'll see how that goes. Mathematician, is this Burning Abyss? It is Shadol. I haven't actually played Shadol in a bit. So let's see how that goes. I haven't actually faced Shadol since the most recent Shadol support with the water fusion. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. Let's see, that's Sinister Shadow Games or Shadol Core. Nah, let's just take it out. I have MST anyway. Enemy controller, that can also be used. Good job, I took it out. Not really a great start for me. Let's see what I get. Vanities. This is the thing, Vanities is something I'd really want because it's so useful against Shadol, but I really need my monsters as well. And I don't start with any Yosenjus, and I really won't need multiple Yosenju to do well. And I have to lose on turn Fiendish and Mirror Force to do some nice things and stop him, so I'm gonna take use the Yosenju. Even though I'd really want to take the Vanity's Emptiness. Yosenju, Karamitachi o Shokan! Ikuzo, Karamitachi! Attack! 300 damage. Yeah, something in my eye. Gets the effect. I have 3 cards here. Oh yeah, to hand. I should know this, I play this deck quite a lot. Pretty much never forget. Generally just go keep and go. Face down. Well, it's I don't really know what they have. I have lose on turn Fiendish, Mirror Force. Nothing can really work unless a special summon. Nice, I got Sujik. They have 2 sets now, which I didn't have before. They could have drawn into 2 card with Mathematician and then the regular draw. I didn't see if they shuffled their hand, if it were the cards that they drew. I don't know. It could be a second enemy controller that they didn't place on the first time because they already had one. Let's play Duality, see what we get. I suppose an MST here wouldn't be too bad. I wouldn't mind getting that. Get rid of one of their cards because I feel pretty good with Kama 2 and Sujik. As long as they don't take out any of my monsters with Bottomless Trap, All Dimensional Prison, anything like that. Of course, no, Tanky. This is the thing, I want to take Kama 1. I also want to take Tanky for the boost, but then they can MST it. So I'm going to take Kama 1 for the chance that they have MST with which they can counter Tanky. If you're wondering why I go pick card, next card to bottom, final card to second card to top, final card to bottom with Duality, that's just something I ended up doing. I'm not sure if I shuffled, so I'm gonna do that now. They know I have Kama 2 and Kama 1. Kama 1 with failure or breakthrough skill, I wouldn't mind the least that one's hit, because 1, it has the highest attack out of all of my monsters, and second, its effect I find the least useful out of the Kama 2 and 1. 1 is the effect that I like the most. Thing is, if they have Mirror Force, I don't want to take the risk of taking everyone out, having all of them taken out. So I'm gonna play defensively, leave Kama 1 in my hand. If they don't have Mirror Force or anything like that, or Torrential Tribute, then sure, I could just push. But if I push and they do have something like that, then all my advantages go and I need to draw into multiple or search for multiple Yosenjus to get something done. Sujik F on itself, I think. What's the highest they can get to? 17, 14 on Falco, 1000 on Squamata, I believe on Dragon is nothing. Hedgehog is low. So Tsuji can take it out unless it's a Falco. I'm going to use it on itself. I want to go Kama 2 and then Tsujik to deal more damage. But I actually am going to attack with Tsujik in case it's Falco, so that I may be able to attack directly with Kama 2, what I feel that's more appropriate. It is Hedgehog. Can't do much about that. They could search for a Shadol spell trap card. Bound to be one of the fusions. Shadol Fusion, Il Shadol Fusion. I'm not going to special summon from the extra deck much, so their Shadol Fusion won't be as useful. When Shadol's first came out, it was really Shadol, Burning Abyss, Stellar Knight, so then Shadol Fusion was really useful, because there was a lot of special summoning from the extra deck. Now there's Necrons, and then since Yosenju. I didn't attack yet, but okay. So they have El Shadol Fusion. What do I have to counter that? Lose one turn, I suppose, in a way, Fiendish Chain Mirror Force. Do I want to Xyz? No. Xyz can be useful, but I don't often go into an Xyz monster due to the fact that you lose to your monsters that way, and it's really helpful to just keep summoning them, use their effects to bounce to send things back to the hand of the extra deck depending on the card, power things up, to have some free direct attacks, which can sometimes help if they have a big monster out or there's a big stall thing that you can't get past. I think that one's El Shadol Fusion, but it could be that one as well. Once again, I didn't see if this shuffled. Another Mirror Force. I'm not going to place that face down now, that's a risk. They have a face down, they have El Shadol Fusion, so maybe it's like Shadol Core they can then fuse with next turn. But they didn't use Mirror Force last turn, or Torrential Tribute, so chances are I can push. They do have El Shadol Fusion out, which they could use. So I'm going to attack with either Tsujik or Kama 1, so that would they summon something I can't get past, I can still attack directly with Kama 2, deal some damage, and then we'll see. Actually, I think I'll give Tsujik's power to Kama 2, and then have Kama 1 attack. Kama 1 attackers it can get over whatever Shadol I expect. So if they summon something fancy, then Kama 2 can do something, and otherwise just attack directly, and I can still get rid of it with Kama 1, would they summon it in battle phase or something. So Tsujik F on Kama 2. Actually wondering how my voice sounds in this one, because my ears are kind of plugged and I can't hear myself, and according to my classmates I've been talking at a really low volume today apparently, so I hope I'm actually even able to be heard. And then Kama 1 attacks because it can get over Falco. That's the highest defense I expect. Lower. Thinking and reading. Damage juggler. Even when the card effects activate, the would inflict damage to you. Card effects if would inflict damage to you, you can discard and get it. Through either person you can discard. It doesn't apply when you can banish this card from your grave. I won't perform much mode from your deck to your hand. You can only use it once per turn. What was the target? I needed to be sure what the Perform Mage did, because I'm not familiar with them. Kama 2, damn it. And they keep it until the end phase. Lose one turn. Fiendish Chain Mirror Force. I don't have anything I can do to stop it. Okay. Whoops. Oh, good. change control. I'm to use the clicking 2 hand. I cancel my attack, obviously. However, let's see. Let's into the end of the turn. This is during the end phase, and this is until the end phase, so that's after. So I'm actually going to use comma 1's effect to get comma 2 back in my hand, because otherwise that wouldn't work, I believe. Return it to the hand, comma 1 F on comma 2. I want my monster back. Because otherwise I just regain control. Oh, that was end phase 2, end phase. They have Perform Mage. Chances are the Perform Mage are the lights thing in their deck. Let's see, I used the dragons. And what else did I use for lights? Denko Seka, White Dragon, Wyver Burster, one other thing. They could use Damage Juggler, add a Perform Mage, which could be weird if they use like Trick Clown. Were they out in Clash of Rebellions? I don't remember. I was really looking through the list of Clash of Rebellions to see what I could expect to maybe edit my deck in accordance, but okay, let's see. Reading. This card center the grave, you can target one performance monster in the grave, which can be Trick Clown itself. Special summon it, attack and offense you can 0 the unit, then you take 1000 damage. I don't really mind it if they hit me for these 1600, because I can hit him during my turn. I feel it's best to save my traps now, like my Mirror Force, my Phoenix Chain. I feel that's the best option. Sometimes when I think like this, then they can destroy it the next turn with some effects, and I should have used it, but then that's in hindsight. Right now I feel that I could better save them for something that's more dangerous that could come around later. Maybe they have a third enemy controller. I was right about the card being enemy controller, by the way. So, chances are that's just how they do it. Just like how I'm keeping a Mirror Force face down because I already have one. I could play a second one face down in case they can, like, stop the first one somehow. If it's in the grave, you can switch summon one with and get it back. Comma 1. I'll shoot a some comma 2 in case of failure, because then I could still attack it. If they have failure, that's the next question. Because they still have El Shaddai Fusion. Likely one of these cards face down. They haven't used them yet. Do I reveal the fact that I have a second comma 1? No, I'm gonna keep that one back. Likely they don't have Mirror Force or Torrential Tribute, I've said that before. So I could push, but I don't want to reveal it. Maybe they'll change their things, think like, oh, I can take out comma 1 now, I'm safe. But then I have a second one. They didn't save. I'll take that as I won game 1. Okay. And there we are. Hey! We're still in game 2. The skipped sighting. We are well over an hour after the thing you just saw a moment ago. My opponent had to go somewhere due to life things happening. So, we're into game 2 right now. They admitted defeat as we restarted the match, so we could do sighting. So we have done that, don't you worry about it. I'm starting with Thunder King, which I like. And then I have Space Siphon, which is nice to have. So I can stop their enemy controller, Shadow Core, El Shaddai Fusion, whatever they set when they set it, before they can actually use it. If they set it anyway. And pressure whatever they may add to their hand, or I send back to their hand with comma 1. Comma 1, 3. Nice combo. Ryo is there to stop them from adding stuff. Ooh. They send something to search for something. Hedgehog? I wouldn't mind them actually sending something. Okay, because I can't stop that. Beast to get a draw. Okay. Because they can't do that. Thunder King doesn't stop draws. Finish. Face down, 2 face downs. LMB control or something I really don't like. I don't know what else they have face down. last time twice they had enemy controller in that position. So maybe a slightly higher chance that they have it there, and otherwise I'll just see what I hit. Breakthrough. Could be nice against Yosenju because it allows me to just keep summoning my monsters, and it doesn't keep them from going back to my hand, which then keeps them summonable again. Because the monsters are vulnerable when on the field. I got Dark Hole, which is nice to have. However, I do need to remember that the Shadows that my opponent has get effects when destroyed by card effects. Let's see, I have comma 1, I have comma 3. I want to use both. And then I'll attack with comma 1, because Falco's at 14. They do have Performage, and Performage Flame Eater is at 1600 defense, but Shadow generally want the lights and the fire. Shadow isn't that great. I'm going to play comma 3 first, in case he has another breakthrough skill or Veiler, because I would prefer to keep comma 1 over comma 3. But the two Performages that I saw, let's see, they were Damage Juggler and Trick Clown. They have, I believe, 1000 and 1200 defense respectively, so I can still get over that. Comma 1. I'll attack with comma 3. No start of battle phase and main phase, seemingly not. Comma 3, go. It is Falco indeed. I do need to target. I could stop it still. I can't use something like Shadow Imprisoning there. Was that Beast? That was Beast. So I have to use Ryo because I'm pretty sure that's 1700 defense. If I get this wrong now, that'll be really bad. Good. I could still use like Divine Wrath. What could I Yosenju secret move? Counter traps I can still use within the damage step. I discard one card, and they can't actually get the draw for that one because they've already used a Shadow Beast effect this turn. I was thinking, like, as he said that I attack with Ryo again, but I attack Ryo into Beast, which is good, because I remember the 1700 defense correctly. It's good that I saw that during game 1, otherwise I wouldn't have remembered. Maybe. I'm not actually sure. I could Xyz, get rid of a set card. That could be something I do next turn, but for now, let's just return these to the hand. See what my opponent can do with their draws. They discarded a beast, so 2 of their beasts in the grave. They probably had some other stuff that they wanted to keep. Thing is, if they had like Dragon, they could have discarded it to destroy my face down card or something else. So maybe they don't have another Shadow. In that case, it would be weird to discard Beast, although Beast you generally do want to discard and not really get in your hand. Unless Shadow likes to run, was it Monarch Stormforth? No, don't have levels. No, I'm not gonna have any response. I can't. It's not inherent summoned. Trick Clown. It's an if effect. You can. This is a you can. Thinking and reading. Construct has to be CL3 as it met its trigger. Blast. What is the chain like order? Because they can still choose first and second. Alright, so it's Clown, Falco, Con. Got confused. Constructive is like I can Mind Crush now, but it's not really useful. Yeah, I just needed to make sure I got the effects right, and that I really couldn't do anything. And I don't know what they have in their hand. So Construct goes, send something to the grave. Shadow Core. Actually, Squamata. Okay. Squamata then maybe Core. Squamata will be in the new link. Knowing your chain links in this is useful. Falco goes into face down defense. Trickon, attack and defense 0, take 1000 damage. No Squamata. Okay. Shadow Fusion should be now in the grave above Squamata though. Jesus. Very likely this order of the graveyard doesn't matter, but and even if I use the card question, the spells don't apply and they have cards before that. Let's see. Graveyard flux. In that case, thinking. Because they can should then send any Shadow, Core adds it back. This goes into graveyard card effect, you can control filter from your graveyard. They've already used their card this turn. The El Shadow Fusion. But I need to be sure they don't set it. So I can't mind crush it anyway. So I'm gonna hit it now, just in case they set it during main phase 1, which people barely do, but I need to play it now. So Fusion is hit. What are your other cards? Double Hat Trigger. 2 monsters express them kept from your hand and either place when card effects activate. Wouldn't inflict damage to you. Interesting. Okay. Raya will be hit. They can exceed though. I'm gonna be fine with this one. Thing is, then they'd likely hit me harder. They can add 1100, but I can take it away, and then they can hit me harder. Allow this one. I want them to XEs, but that's too easy. Yeah, I thought so. That we're gonna do that. And they're gonna XEs after. If I would have used it, they would have probably summoned the other one. So where's there? Well, I suppose Hat Trigger's are Earth Monster together with Mathematician for what's it? El Shadow Shekinaga. Chances are they run a copy of that. Now they'll XEs. I keep saying XEs like they say it in Japanese. It's XEs in English. And even in Japanese they pronounce XEs and not XEs. They're like Monster XEs, or because they pronounce it like that. They're leaving it open. Alright, let's say a Dark Hole, which I really want to do right now. I know they just have a Hat Trigger. So if I Dark Hole and they don't have a new monster, then okay. Then they come play it. 4-match counter, so that was not going to do anything. Trick Clown could summon itself back at the cost of 1000 damage. Falco will summon itself back if they activate the effect, which is very likely. And Construct can get Shadow Fusion in the hand again. But the only things they'll get back Falco and Clown at the cost of 1000 damage. They'll have Hat Trigger, so Hat Trigger can be used. But I can take out Clown with Kama 1. I do feel Dark Hole is the way to go. Because they have a big field. And I can remove at least 2 monsters off their field. One will be summoned back by its own effect, the second one as well, but at a cost. Please resolve Dark Hole first. I prefer it if they don't take shortcuts, but they are being clear in what they're doing, so... Okay. I'm going to be too... I want to say a bad word now. No. I'm not going to be annoying about that. They got Trick Line back. Falco is there. Falco cannot use its effect anymore this turn. Tanky. That thing's at 0. They have a Trick Clown in their hand and El Shadow Fusion. Mistake. Interesting. Okay then. Comma 1. Go. Comma 3. I should have waited, because they could draw into like effect failure. No, they don't. They have El Shadow Fusion and Hat Trigger, so they don't have a response. Okay, Trick Line can be taken out. They can't actually use the effect again this turn. I wanted to actually send it back with comma 1 maybe if they could. They can't, and Falco can't actually use its effect anymore either. So they'll be left with just El Shadow Fusion and Hat Trigger, which is really good for me. Imagine what I could have done if I actually got another Yosenju out with Tenki. So I will take comma 3 to attack you. That thing's out, won't be returning to the field. Comma 1 attacks Falco. Falco won't be summoning anything. The field so far is looking good. They have El Shadow Fusion, Hat Trigger. Please don't draw into a Shadow. Do not draw into a Shadow. Do not draw into a Shadow. If they do, they get a fusion. And this could be bad, although I can still comma 1. It's looking really good for me right now to make 5-2 and then hopefully make it through to top 8 with tiebreaker. Second top in a row is really close. And one game 1. Could be El Shadow Fusion. They shuffled. I don't remember seeing it, but El Shadow was the second card in their hand. Second set card. Hat Trigger is the third one. I can just check in the grave for its defense. Pretty sure it's 1100. Yep. 1100 defense. El Shadow Fusion. They place it face down, likely for MST bait to make me hopefully miss. Dark Hole. I'm gonna save that. If that's something like Mirror Force and I summon them both, that's not really good for me. But I have Dark Hole for whatever they bring out, so then it'll be a sort of a draw war thing. In case it's breakthrough skill, I'm gonna summon comma 3, because I prefer to keep comma 1 over 3. Even though I could still attack with comma 3, but then comma 3 does become vulnerable to monster attacks. Let's say they're drawn to Shadow Dragon, they can just destroy the battle. Comma 1. I could actually go Lightning Chidori. Target one of their sets. However, I don't know which one's El Shadow Fusion. And attack with comma 3 for 2 reasons. 1, it's the weaker of the 2, and I know I can take out Hat Trigger. 2, because if the end comma 1 attacks, I can't actually activate comma 3's thing. Please don't take damage when I haven't attacked yet. Not that it really matters in this case, but yeah. Alright, El Shadow Fusion and one more face down card, so they can't even do a fusion now. Unless that's a monster and the other set card they have a Shadow Core. Then they could, but then they'd have to activate Shadow Core first. Mathematician. That's probably something good. So they can... well, destroying Tenki probably won't be a good idea. They can't add anything to their hand. Due to... not from the deck to the hand by mistake, so Hedgehog won't work. They can send like something like Shimada to then send a second Shadow Core if they have it, to add something back, although... yeah, then the only thing they could add back is Core, and Core can't add back Core. So what will they send? Do they have a fancy Burning Abyss that's suddenly going to do something crazy? Are they going to send, what's it? Perform H Damage Juggler? They could, I guess, but then under mistake, that's not going to really work. Mistake, like my deck doesn't really like it. I have Tenki, I have my comma 3, my duality, so my deck doesn't really like mistake, but if I draw into some of my monsters, it does work well. Okay. Just setting up their defense. Thing is, they might have sealed their fate. Because I can Dark Hole, and then either attack for game, or get them to summon itself back. Pretty sure this is it. If this is all they can do. Dark Hole take him out. What's their face down? That's the only thing that can save them. They're gonna use Trick Clown. Okay. "5-2, please tiebreakers, get me into that top 8! I was afraid. I was 4-0, doing really well, then lost 2 matches in a row, so I'm very happy I won this one. Wow! Okay. Besides, well... confusion. It's the only thing I want. So was bluff. Alright. Time to take that victory screenshot and hope the tiebreakers get me into top 8. Let's do this.